Money is something we all need, use, and chase. Yet, for many women, it's also something we fear, misunderstand, or avoid. But what if we could change that narrative? What if fear could become confidence and confusion can turn into clarity and money could become a tool, not just for survival, but for freedom, legacy, and impact? Welcome to today's episode of HERcast with Dr. Chito, where we're boldly flipping the script with a powerful title: From Fear to Financial Freedom, Women Rewriting Their Money Story. Joining me is a woman who knows exactly what it means to take charge of money and use it to create transformational change, not just in boardrooms and portfolios, but across nations and communities. Welcome, Afolake Babade-Babatunde. She's a powerhouse investment banker, international development strategist, and financial advisor with over 18 years of trailblazing impact. From heading the Northern region at FGM Capital and Trust to managing high-stakes portfolios for USAID, ECOWAS, the Global Fund, and more, her journey is a masterclass in money mastery, purpose-driven leadership, and fearless ambition. She has walked the halls of power, broken barriers in finance, and led teams across West Africa with bold, intelligent strategy. Yet her story is also one of self-discovery, resilience, and rewriting her own money narrative. Today, we'll explore why women struggle with money, how to break free from financial fear, and what steps you can take right now to rewrite your money story. Let's dive in. Your financial freedom starts here, so you better watch. Welcome. I call her Folake, so I'm going to say welcome, Folake.
Hi, Dr.
Welcome.
Chito.
Hi, welcome to HERcast with Dr. Chito. I'm so excited about what we're going to discuss because I think I have my fears as well when it comes to investment and planning, and you're always on my case. So I said, no, I can't do this alone. There are women that are like me, and I feel that today many people will have a change of mindset about, let me say, increasing their wealth, or at least moving into wealth. All right, so let me start by first asking a personal question. Can you share a time in your own journey when you felt financially stuck or afraid, and how you turned that fear into confidence?
Thank you, Dr. Chito, for having me. It's a pleasure being on board today after so many times I've
I know.
Yeah. So
Finally.
I remember that I think it was 2023 when the inflation started increasing, and that year, beginning of the year, I was very worried that how do I make it through, considering transitioning of my career into investment banking. I was coming from an international development world, so I had a certain lifestyle that I was used to, and I was going to maintain it. And what I did was I looked at my income, and I re-strategized my portfolio. I made sure that I didn't buy things that were not necessary. I was debt free. Because one of the things is that when you want to have financial freedom, you must be debt free. Buying unnecessary stuff, I should be, buying things on impulse. So I had to cut down those things. At the beginning of the year, I set a goal for myself. And what I did was I did 25% into investment. Then I started regular expenses. And I was able to scale through. At the end of the year, I had savings, even with the high rate of inflation. But at the beginning of the year, I was very afraid. I was scared. Because how are we going to make it? Things were just adding up from 40,000 naira oil to 95,000, everything, hair, makeup, everything. But I was able to re-strategize my finances by itemizing my goals. The things that were not necessary, I took them out, and I was able to scale through.
That's amazing. What's one money myth or lie that you personally had to unlearn? And why is that important for women today?
Great. There's money myth that says that women don't know how to manage money. It's a lie. That's not true. Women are good managers of money. We're good financial analysts. We're good. Anything they give us multiplies. You can imagine they give us. Yeah. So why won't we manage money? With that we can manage children, run our homes, businesses, career, all at the same time. So that's the money myth I need to demystify, and I believe that we are better managers of money than some men.
let's go into like, I want to now go into breaking the fear and trying to empower women confidence, because some people will say, no, also say, am I late? Whenever we hear talks now on investment, and then you think about your age, you start thinking, I wish I heard this long ago. So this our talk today will make the younger people like, yeah, I've learned something great. It might make the older people say, am I too late? But let's start with, why do you think money and investing still intimidate so many women, even those who are otherwise successful?
I think one of the reasons is because of lack of financial information. Because we are not, most of the times, people are not well informed about how to manage their resources. When you have adequate information, information is power. When you have adequate information of what you can do with your money, where you can plug it in, you won't be afraid. And women are, we're go-getters. We don't like to make mistakes.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons. So we try to just, you know what, I'd rather be safe than be sorry.
Yes.
I think that's one of the reasons. So lack of information and lack of not wanting to make mistakes. I think that's one of the things, that makes us not to venture into it. So we have to build our confidence. We have to read about it. I always tell people, you have to read about what you want to do. Don't put your money where you don't know. You cannot second your investment to someone. You can only take an advice. Then go back and read it. If somebody tells you about bonds, go and read about it. Go and read about it. What does it do? What's the risk factor? How long does it entail? Does it benefit you? Don't just take their words. They are advisors.
Yes.
Go and read about it. Even if you're not literate, there are a lot of information online, AI, Google. So there videos you can learn and all that. So you have to. So one of the things we need to do is to get back our confidence and also have more information. Once you have information, you're good to go.
I think what you said about information is so true. I know, was it last year or was it when the banks threw out a lot of shares? And I couldn't understand. I was like, okay, what is this about? Like, why are they doing this? And I think most of the drawback for me was, I don't understand what's going on here. Nigeria generally, in all sectors, a lot of mistrust. When people are doing stuff or telling you stuff, the first thing in your mind, you're saying, And you're right, we don't take risk as much as men do, to be honest, but because we're, I think, practical as nature with what we have to do, what we have to balance. We're conservative. So you're like, when you don't understand something, just better, you're right, just say, let me hold on this. But that has caused us loss in ways that we could have done this earlier, we could have invested more, but it's just a lack of knowledge and information.
Yes. Once you have knowledge, you can forge ahead. You can take decisions. So instead of you being static, why don't you go for knowledge? Ask questions. Go around, sample things, and see.
True.
Oh, they're talking about money market. What is this? They're talking about bonds. The FGM Sukuk is out now. Go about it, read about it. What is it safe? What is Islamic banking? What does it mean? What is Islamic bond? Is a safe instrument? How does it operate? Even apart from the prospectus that is attached, it's backed up. You can also read about it.
I think that's important. Yeah. Now you said something earlier when you were talking about how one of your personal story of transforming your own wealth or your own financial freedom. When I said, for women, what does financial freedom really look like? You made something that's really important that touched me. Is like, you clear off your debts to be financially free. I mean, then can you expand that more? Because now we're talking about investment, and some people have debts already, either through business or whatever. Should the focus be, let me clear off my debt prior to investing, or what does financial freedom truly look like for women?
Financial freedom means taking control of your finances, being in charge, stability.
Yeah.
Having like a backup plan. If anything happens, in case of eventuality, can you stand up? That's why, because you see a lot of women enduring, stuff they're not supposed to endure. It's because they don't have financial freedom. I'm not saying when you're financially equipped, you can misbehave. That's not what I'm saying. But you can take clear decisions without being emotional about it. It gives you clarity. It makes you sound as a woman, and it gives you power. You own yourself. You own your life. So one of the things for financial freedom is understanding that you need to be equipped, not just physically, spiritually, mentally, also financially.
Mm-hmm.
You know, having some money outside that is working for you. That's what investment does. If you have money in treasury bills, you don't have access to it until the tenor has expired. But it's going to give you an interest. You can get it even upfront. You can use it to pay your bills, to settle your debts. So that's having financial freedom, having passive income. While you're going to work, there are other investment instruments that are giving you income. When you buy shares, like last week was a week of dividend. This week, they were paying all forms of dividend. And I was just getting alerts, 24,000, 15,000, 64,000. Those were dividends that were paid by different banks, different organizations. So those are having financial freedom, owning and controlling your finances, being able to have multiple streams without you sweating because you had planned ahead, depriving yourself of some certain things so that you could, because without depriving yourself, you have to raise money to be able to invest. Even if you're starting as little as 10,000, you can do FGM bonds every month. And there's interest there, and they pay annually. And you just keep getting them, and at the end of the tenor, they pay you back both your principal and the interest.
This is interesting, but this leads to another kind of question that's concerning, which I started off in the beginning. For those that, for the young people hearing this, be smart, listen, read up, get into this, because most time when we talk about investment, we think long term, ahead, preparing. Now, how about those now in the late 40s, 50s, even 60s that have not started to do what you're saying? Is it late, or is there a way we can invest at that time and still catch up and benefit from being able to do this whole rewriting our story? Because there are many women out there, older age, that have never heard this, or maybe have heard it but never have taken it serious enough to actually go out there and invest. So what advice do you have for women in this late stages of life?
Okay, so I would say that it's never late to invest. Even for those that are retiring, the different plans of schemes for retirement, apart from the mandatory pension scheme, there are other products. Like I work for APEL, and we have a retirement plan where you can put in your money, and while you're sitting at home, you're getting dividend, you're getting your interest is being paid into your account, and your capital is still there. The beauty about investment, you can eat with both sides of the mouth. You can invest your money, and you also have your capital, and while you get interest. So that's the beauty of it. So it's never too late. It's never, because I realized that I took my investment decision more serious when I went back to investment banking. I was out of the system. I started with investment banking, then I moved to international world, and I came back in 2022. And I've even saved more money than when I was earning in foreign currency. And that's the truth. It's about being deliberate and being actionable, and also taking responsibility. You have to own it and say, oh, this is what I want to save at the end of the year. So you start a little. So it's never too late to invest. It is never too late. At whatever age, at 40, 50, 60, it's never too late.
All right. So let's get into strategy, something practical. Let's say a woman has like 100,000 naira today and wants to start building wealth. What should she do first?
So she needs to understand the dynamics of what she wants to go into. The first rule of it, never invest in what you don't know. I tell people, don't tell me somebody's there is there, they are doing something for you online, all those kind of, no. So the first thing you need to understand, what are your investment objectives? Is it for long term? Then you look at the matrix. I'm starting with 100,000 naira. The 100,000 naira, is it an emergency fund, or is it my savings? So because a lot of us don't understand why you need to know why you want to invest. There are some funds that I'm saving this one for my son's school fees. Do you understand? I'm saving this one, I just want to use it for holiday. There are different portfolio mix where you put those money in. So if I have 100,000, I know it's for long term, I'm going to start with FGM Bonds and start buying every month and put it there. That 100,000 is not going to deplete. They're going to be giving me dividend. They're going to pay interest. So I get it. So I understand that, What do I want? Do I want to multiply it? By the time I grow that and I have more money, because those are for long term. So if I have more money, I can do other things. I say, okay, I have money, I can buy stocks. Is my stock buying, that's shares on NGX? Is my stock buying, is it for long term as well? I just want to trade. So when it goes up, I sell. So those are investment objectives you need to understand before you plug in. So those clear objectives must be clear. The foundation must be clear. So once you understand, so you have to tell your investment analyst, this 100,000, I'm actually keeping it for long term. I don't need it. Okay. Because if you put money that the investment tenor is 2 years and you need under 6 months, you see that you're going to be in trouble. But if it's short term, you can do treasury bills, 180 days. There are money market instruments that they give you rates, and it's always higher than fixed deposits. And there are also other instruments like you can save up every month. You can even do daily, like HERcast. You can do daily of 5,000 naira every day. You can do every month, and before interest rate is high, before you know it, you've done like over 1 million without you knowing. I have someone that's showed me his portfolio, and he's done 41 million. And he said, I did a standing order in my salary account. This is my retirement plan. And he didn't do a lot. It was really bit by bit, but he's done it over the consistency is very key.
Consistency
is very, very key. Imagine you saving 10,000 naira for 10 years in our HERcast account. That's a lot of money, and it's giving the interest rate is there, and also, God forbid, any eventually you can withdraw. All you need to find out is the organization I'm dealing with, the investment company I'm working with, are they registered with the Nigerian government, with Securities and Exchange Commission? You check those things. One day you're good to go. Look at the product, then discuss with them. My aim is for long term. I just want to put some money aside, because a lot of people, when they're old, they suffer because of lack of,
depending on their
children.
Someone talked to me about that.
So it's very important that we have to make plans for ourselves.
Yes,
because this generation of children they are blessed.
And they will leave you.
They will leave you. They will tell you, I come first.
They will know that I come first. They will.
So you have to plan your future.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a lot of money. You can start bit by bit. So you have to understand. Yeah, it's very important. That's why I said information is key.
But you know the funny thing, like I'm now coming from the parent angle. A lot of times, someone gave me this sermon when I was like, a lot of times I'm thinking of putting my son to start this program. We have to start that program. The children have to do this. I have to plan. Yes, I've done that, but I'm also doing this. And apart from just putting money in your business and building your business, and there's always something that's needed. There's always something that needs money. I will tell you that. Let me not lie. Tell someone that I spend so much more, I think, funny enough, in Nigeria than I do when I'm in the US. There's something that keeps drawing money out in a constant basis, that to save sometimes or to plug out money and put sometimes is actually you have to be very intentional. You have to be, and then someone told me this, and every time your children, it's going to be a point where the worst thing you would do to your child is be one of your children's burden.
Yeah.
So you have to plan for the future as part of taking care of those children.
Absolutely.
So that you are not a burden onto your children. Because there's time that you might not be able to do all these things you think you're doing all over for, and talking about for my children. But at the end of the day, you are actually going to be a burden. And that's harder. For these children, you want to fly and be everything they want to be. They'll be thinking of how they'll carry you to. And culturally, we feel that it's what it's supposed to be. But times are changing. And I think right now, there are children that parents, you take care of your children till they fly, really. And then when they fly, they don't look back sometimes. They love you. They'll visit you. You hang out for Christmas and Easter. And
that's all.
But they have their lives. And I think what you just said now is really important.
Let me just drop in one or two. It's very important that we think about ourselves as well. Saving or investment is not an option.
Yes.
It's compulsory, just like the way you eat. You do health checks, you have to put something aside. Where we work with, where I work, there's pension being paid every month.
Yes.
Like government has said aside. Apart from that, you also have to have something aside. And the easiest thing to do, because to raise money for real estate, it might be a bit tough and all that. But investment is very easy, because you can start as low as 1,000 naira. Imagine if you do that for a whole year. So imagine if you've done that for 5 years. So what I'm trying to say, we need to simplify it. It doesn't have to be billions. And even if there are faith-based instruments as well.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Like what? What are those?
Those, they call them the Sharia compliant instrument for the Islamic people.
Okay.
That they don't want their money into instruments that are not Sharia compliant. Because they want to be sure that it's not against their religion. That's what we call them faith-based instrument. There are a lot of things that are allowed on those ones. There are mutual funds that you don't have to have $1 billion to start. As little as 1,000 naira, you can start investing. And before you know it, it's grown into something big. And when I started my daily money, my monthly, even for the children, how many years now? 3 years. And I've seen, I'm like, wow, And my shoulder is high, like my investment. And you feel very fulfilled when you see that you'll be able to put something aside. Anything happens, the emergency funds, there's savings. You have to separate these things. They're as important as your health.
True.
Like you have to go and see your doctor. You have to also have, because there'll be things that'll be scrambling for your money.
Always.
Once you get paid, you remove 25% of your salary and invest it, even if it's business. And spread it.
Wow.
Put this in this one. Put it in TB, treasury bills. Put it in mutual fund. Put it in savings account. Then if you have bulk, you can do money market and get a rate back, maybe tenor, 90 days, 180 days. And you can do commercial paper. There are companies that come out to raise money, periodically. You can look at that. It's usually for maybe like 265 days. Some days are 184 days. There are different instruments. It's all we need is information, platforms like this to tell people and to get the right organization to work with.
Yes. Because it's very, very important, because I'm speaking from a place of hearing women struggle. So what you just said now about the simplicity, that was even my next question. You just took that one.
No, it's not complicated.
The simplest investment strategy.
Yes.
Because people think investment and think how. I had someone that told me how, from where, Chito? And I'm like,
because of
so this will be very good.
Yes, what I try to do, when I give on talks like I try to simplify it.
Yes.
You don't need to come out with the vocabulary, the big words, so that
I should have met you 5 years ago. I don't understand.
Matches. You've met me now. We can start now. So because it scares people when you use those big words.
Yes.
The financial metric, the indices. But let's just make it very simple.
Yes.
What are your financial goals? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Where exactly do you want to achieve? And that's what I tell my clients. What exactly do you want? They tell me, I want short term. I want both. We can achieve both. For long term, what can you part away with every month? So when they tell me, somebody said, I can do 2,000 naira. And I tell them, it doesn't have to be anything big. Just be consistent.
Every month.
Consistency is very key. Like, it's not easy to be consistent. This year, I made up my mind I was going to be very consistent. And I've been putting aside 25% of my salary every month. And I put it into my ETT. It is constant.
True.
And I'm going to take a step further. I said I was going to do a standing order. Because I looked at my mentor and I'm like, you've done this? He said, yes. And it was doing bit by bit. When you see the people that are close to you and doing stuff and it's real, and you can have you can watch your money grow on your palm. There's an app, you look at it. It's very encouraging. It's just like log into your bank account, you see what you have. Then you see that, I started with this. At the end of the year, I've seen it's grown to this. You'll be like, wow.
Yeah.
And you're encouraged to do more.
I have colleagues in the US who are actually paying their children's tuition from their investments.
Yes. I have a friend that when the child was born, the money they got, they invested it for her. And that was what the father used to pay her college, just added a little more money. So it's very true. Yes.
Very, very true. So now, this leads to this question. And this is, maybe we've said this in other, but what financial habits separate women who thrive from those who just survive?
Okay, so the ones that thrive, you know what they do differently?
Yeah.
They're very honest with themselves. They're very disciplined, and they're very consistent.
That word consistent keeps coming up.
You have to be
consistent.
You can't save January and not do again till December. You're not going to have it. You're not going to achieve your aim. So you have to be honest with yourself, realistic. That's when I say being honest. How much can I save? And you also have to cut down excesses. When people tell me, I'm getting this, or we're doing this, I'm sorry, I can't afford it. There's no shame about it. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. When people ask me for money and I've exhausted the because I set a quota aside for giving.
Okay.
After investments, upkeep, the things I need to do, that constant. You need to make your hair. I need to fuel my car. You need to eat. Once you're done with that, then I set aside money to give people. Once I've exhausted it, I don't have it. Apart from invest, you also need to have emergency funds. Funds that, if anything happens, you can pull up. Somebody needs a surgery. You don't have to go about. So those are the things. So you need to be honest with yourself. How much can I part away with? So if you are going to take your money for investment, somebody's having a Shobi, I'm going for, you can't afford it.
You can't afford it.
And you tell them, oh, I'm sorry, I'd rather support.
And this Shobi thing is a very serious thing now. I think it's one of those things I see here where someone say I'm broke, but oh my God, I'm so under pressure. I need to buy a Shobi. I'm like, why are you under pressure?
Why?
Like, that's not even a debt. Like, you haven't bought it yet. Don't buy it. You can't afford it. You don't need to wear it.
I've declined a lot and say, oh, so I'm sorry, I can't afford it at this time.
If you can afford it, fine. If you can't, then there's
no shame about it saying you can't afford
something. And nobody should be angry when someone doesn't buy you a Shobi. It's okay. It's a choice.
We need to learn to say no and also accept no. When people tell us they can't do stuff for us, I think they're being honest.
Yeah.
And we have to be responsible adults as well. Don't pressure people to do stuff they don't want to do.
Or cannot do.
Or they cannot do.
Yes.
If you're having a party and you want to, and people said, I'm sorry, I can't support it, please accept it. Don't shame them for that.
But these are actually very strong financial wisdom nuggets.
You need to sum it up a year. Things you buy that are not necessary. Those things you wait.
You'll be amazed.
You'll be amazed. And
you'll be amazed.
That's why I said being honest. You need to sit down and look at it.
Because you have a Shobi up to 100 and something thousand, and people are sewing it for 100 and something thousand. That's already like 300,000 down the drain, and you wore it for like 4 hours.
You're talking about like 250, 500,000. Some are even into dollars, and you make them with 250.
If you can afford it, fine.
If you can't,
if that's what you feel is more important to you. But if you can't, don't pressure yourself. It's okay.
So I think it's about being honest. Being consistent and also setting clear goals.
Definitely.
Realistic goals for yourself.
Very important. Now, I'm going to go now into your work more. You work, I would say, like most sectors, in a traditionally male-dominated space. What challenges have you faced and how did you build power in that space as a woman?
Yeah, I work in a male-dominated space, and what I do is that I don't succumb to the body language. I pick up myself, advocate for myself, and I network. And I speak up when necessary. I know also for you to speak up, you must understand what you're doing. You must have depth. You can't speak from an empty space. So I make sure that I'm constantly reading, equipping myself, training myself. I'm currently in London Business School.
Wow.
Yes. So I do that as well. I set goals, not just investment goals. I set personal goals. Every year I train myself, apart from the what work does for me. I've already had goals this year. I was going to do one in London Business School. Before the end of it, I'll go to LBS. So, because you cannot give what you don't have.
True.
I keep telling people, you cannot give what you don't have. You have to unlearn and relearn and unlearn. So what I do is I make sure that to be able to stand up and raise your head very high, you have to have depth. So I'm not I'm not intimidated by the male.
Yes.
The male. I don't know what the male space.
Yes.
When we're all in a room.
I just feel I'm one of them. We're all together.
So, and I raise my head up because I know my stuff and I know who I am and what I'm made of. That's how I handle it.
Wow. Now, how can women not only achieve financial freedom for themselves, but use it to lift other women and their communities? Because, we talk about the fact that we rise, but when we rise, we also rise to lift women. And you're already doing it. Just even speaking about this right now is lifting. But how can women focus on that as well?
So I think one of the things we can do is when you already have financial freedom, you can help other people by telling them. Like my friends, they know I advocate. I tell them when they do that, I say, oh, great, but you can also plug in money here. and you can also give because you are from a place of abundance. So when people see that you support, and they be like, "Oh, you're very," I said, "No, I'm not. My investment is what is giving me the lifestyle I'm living." Do you understand?
Yes.
So in a way, you're influencing them positively. I tell them, for everything you need to do, you can actually plan and invest. If you're going to go for summer, you can start planning a year ahead of you. And that's why I tell people, never copy people. Because some people are not spending their capital. They are spending their investments. The proceed from their investment. So that's why you have to make sure that you know your heads are screwed up right.
Sure.
So when people see me, when I do stuff, I'll be like, no, I'm not rich. I'd invested and that's what I'm spending. So it's very important, So when you have money, you've come from a place of financial freedom, you can help others too by educating them, giving to their cause, and also having forums where you can actually speak to them directly. Because a lot of things that we lack is just information. A lot of people have money in the bank that is just sitting down there, but they don't know what to do with it because they're not informed. So that's one of the ways you can actually empower people.
Yeah, I think it was not you that spoke about, sometimes women coming together.
Yes,
to,
we talked about
to
it.
group
Yes,
invest.
yes.
And sometimes people get afraid, like, okay, what happened? We're not all like minds, or do you understand?
Yes.
And I know there's something I read a while ago about something like that in Lagos, but I think they came together and did real estate.
Yes.
But I think in this, how does that work? I mean, what are the pros, cons, and then how because sometimes when you go together, it feels sometimes even safer. I don't know. Yeah. But I know that's just, when everybody's in it, we're forming a group, we're trying to group invest. How does group invest work? Because that could be supporting as well.
Yes, I know the investment clubs, women, there are a lot of them, couple of them on Instagram that I follow. I don't group invest.
Okay.
But I tap ideas from them. Because, we learn from ourselves. We don't know it all. So when you group invest, they share the proceed together. If they make 10 naira, they divide it by the number of people that contributed, which is not bad. But you have to make sure that the platform you are in is actually solid.
Yes.
Because when they make wrong decision, it affects the entire group as well. So I'm not going to discredit that because I'm not doing it.
Yes.
But personally, maybe because I understand investments, I invest directly. I have all the metrics. I break it down. I look at it, and I get it done.
Okay. What's the most expensive lesson you've learned about money?
Not starting early. Like I did for my children, I've started with them on investment. They're starting early.
So can we also start something for our kids in the same place?
Yes.
Okay.
The educational plans.
Okay.
Yes, that you can do. We have something called ESET as well.
Okay.
You're putting money aside for them. And maybe if you are done early when they were, for 17
have you
years.
Seen now?
18 years. You probably don't have to drop any when they're going to college.
Wow.
Yes, so it's not
well, we can still start now. Masters,
yes, you can. It's not starting early.
Yes.
That's one of the things I regret.
One of, I think, if I was asking my expensive lesson about money, is that money comes to your hand. It's so easy for it to disappear, and you're not sure of what you actually spent that money on. Do you see what I mean? Like, you just be like, what did I, especially in this climb.
Can I chip in something?
Yes, please.
So I think one of the things we need to do is that at the beginning of every month, whether you're a business or a salary, you have to have a budget. You have to create a budget. And we have like a budget slider we use. So you plug it in. Then also you have to take your investment, your savings first. Not after you spend, because it will not remain. You won't have anything left. So when you get paid, take out your investment savings first. Put it into the account. Then you spend the rest. That's the only way you can have a meaningful investment life. Okay. You have to save first. So you have to have a target. As in, I get 100%, I save 10%, 25% out of it. Then you now break it down. Your fuel, your feeding, personal body. You're a fine girl now. You have to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Your makeup, you're beautiful. You have to pay for it. So when you do that,
yes,
it helps you. You don't struggle. Even when things come, you already know where the blocks they belong to.
Even entertainment, going out,
going out, you need to take the, so and you need to cut down as well. Now we do more of eating at home than going. I like to eat out every time. But
I love it. That's my weakness.
But I can't afford it.
But it's expensive now.
Yes, because cost of living has gone up. If food inflation. Because I know that I want to be consistent with my savings, I need to drop it. So maybe doing like 4 times or 5 times a month, I can make it once a month. It's the reality. When I say be honest with yourself, you have to speak to yourself. Can I actually sustain this lifestyle if I want to be financially empowered?
It's true.
One thing has to give. It's just like when you're reading, you're in school. You can actually go for parties and not read, and you think you'll graduate.
You might not graduate.
You might not, yes.
So you have to cut down something to succeed.
To succeed. It's just the reality.
Wow. What do rich women do differently? Who are rich women really? You know why I'm saying that? Because nowadays, perception has eroded reality through social media, through so much. We perceive wealth. So I'm not really being harm define rich women, but let me say women of wealth and like when I say wealth, I like to use the word wealth. What do they do differently?
They explore financial freedom. They have multiple streams of income, and they invest wisely. So a lot of times, what we see them spend is the proceeds of their investments. So we try to copy them. Meanwhile, they're not spending from their actual capital. They're spending from their proceeds. Because they started investing smartly.
Yes.
So, and they have multiple streams. They just don't have only one source of income. Imagine you sit down here and you've gotten like 3 different 5 alerts, different instruments coming in as.
Yes.
And meanwhile, I just spend my salary and I want to ball the way you ball it. You can see I'm going to get into trouble.
Yes. Because
we are friends or something, we have the same financial goals. Or experience. So it's very important to understand what those people we're seeing. A lot of them, they've invested long time ago. They started early. Some people started when they were young. Some even when they were investing. Some while they were working.
Yes.
I had a friend that but when she was working, she bought a plot of land. While some of us were gallivanting abroad.
Hey, so that Guzape,
traveling up and down, So it's very important that we understand what these people do differently. Now land in Guzape is
that's what I'm saying. But then it was so cheap, but your mind is somewhere else. You know, when we could have bought land, people didn't think. We have been that. I haven't, but I'm going back and forth into Abuja for so many years that I mean, when I think of the price of land, then I think of the price. I say, what the heck? Why didn't I buy it?
So I always tell people that
it's really
delay gratification.
Yes,
there are some things you delay in your life now.
True.
You deprive yourself of for later.
Yes. Delayed gratification is very important.
It's very important. Sometimes it doesn't work, but most times it works. So,
what book or quote changed your money mindset?
It's a book by Dave Ramsey, Total Money Makeover.
Okay, I want to get that. What's the book about?
It told us about taking control of your finances, owning it.
I want to get that book.
You need to own your finances. It's just like owning your health. When the doctor tells you have high blood pressure, you're diabetic. Because you have to stop doing some things, you have to exercise. So you have to own your finances. A lot of us, our stocks are everywhere. I'm also guilty. I realized that all the stocks I bought in my maiden name 70, they were still there. And I said, no, you can't do that. You can't be an investment banker and you have all your investments scattered. You have to own it. You have to be responsible. Track it, check it. The things you need to do, you need to bring them. They are very cumbersome. So you have to do it. You have to take control of your finances. That's what I learned about the book.
Wow.
And I really enjoy it. You should get it.
I'm definitely going to get it on Kindle. So, this has been an amazing conversation. And it's when there's always like buzz in the behind the scene or back, when the discussion is going to cause a lot of people to sit down and talk about their finances. And really, because my mindset, as I sat down here, has changed on a lot just by sitting and listening to you. But I want to finish this interview by this final question. I want you to finish this sentence. A financially free woman is...
A financially free woman is confident, empowered, and able to pursue passions without financial constraints.
Wow. I think that part is pursue passion without financial constraint. That's
Yes.
powerful. So we've heard it. So thank you so much, Falake, for this is an amazing conversation that I think will really go far, will actually impact, because anything that helps to change the mindset of anybody, people, is something that has, that it's something that's going to definitely, what you call, birth great things, birth new, so get ready for questions, because I'm sure I'll be like, for like people are, asking all sort of questions, and all of that.
I'm always available. And I would just like to say this, that investment is not hard.
Yes.
Forget the buzz around it, the way they've painted it, like the big grammar,
I know.
it's very simple. And that's one of the things I try to do. I try to simplify it and tell people that you can start very small. And make sure that you understand what you're investing into. Talk to a financial analyst. Look for a reputable organization to invest with. And it's very important. So once you identify those steps, you're good to go. And you don't have to have millions to start.
True.
You can start with at minimum of 1,000 naira. Even with the government bond, is minimum. I think minimum is 5,000 naira. So you don't have to have. There are a lot of products that you can start with 1,000 naira. I'm talking about, when I keep mentioning reputable organization,
yes.
because one of the fears is that, I'm not sure of the organization, and I tell people that, some have been burnt before. I said, because you've had bad experience does not mean you're not going to go back again.
True.
We've had failed banks. People are saying, you're not going to keep your money at home. All you just need to do is make sure that this organization is reputable.
True.
Like the one I work for. And I keep telling people that you don't have to be rich, as in you don't have to have billions. Start from the little that you have.
True.
And it's been simplified. You can invest at your fingertips. You can download the Apple app and you go on and invest.
This was a powerful conversation, like I said. If there's one thing we learned today, is that financial freedom isn't just about numbers, it's about mindsets, about confidence, about consistency, and the courage to take control of your story. Whether you're just starting out or taking your wealth to the next level, remember this: your past does not define your financial future. You have the power to rewrite your money story, and it starts with one bold step. A huge thank you to our phenomenal guest, Afolake Babade-Babatunde, for showing us what's possible when women lead with knowledge, strategy, and fearlessness. This is HERcast with Dr. Chito, where we empower women to rise, rewrite the rules, and live fully. Don't forget to share this episode with a sister who needs it, and even a brother, and let's keep building wealth together. Watch now on YouTube, HERcast with Dr. Chito. Listen on your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Follow us at HERcast Podcasts and at Dr. Chito N. Watch on TV, Rapid TV station, Startimes Channel 176 on Saturday, 7 p.m. and Sunday, 2 p.m. Until next time, live bold, dream big, and keep rising. God bless.